I hate organizing. It's such a pain. I hate trying to be organized in this game. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't help. I mean, it helps sometimes, but not all the time. If only there was a way to automate things. But even still, automating things takes time, takes resources. It just doesn't make any sense. Especially to those who don't understand redstone at all. Welcome to the next episode on the Craftiverse server. My name is Q, but you all can call me Deathbasher. So in today we get up to a lot of good things. We build a massive project, which I'm sure you saw in the thumbnail, and that's why you clicked on the video. I mean, right? That's the only reason why you click on these things, isn't it? Also, that grass block over there in the corner, I don't know why it's there. I don't know how it got there, but there are plenty of other grass blocks all over my base, and I just don't know who or why. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I now have a graphic designer. His name is Dan. He's very nice, and he's been working with me for many hours recently. And if you notice in the last thumbnail of the cool little character version of me, that's all because of Dan and because of this awesome thumbnail, which hopefully you guys like it. And also his link is down below in the description, so if you want to get a hold of him and see if there's any cool things you might want him to do. He works on commissions and stuff. He's pretty cool. I gotta say, he's very talented, very skillful, and plus, you know, he is willing to, you know, work with me and deal with me on things. And I could be kind of picky, I could be kind of needy, and you know, but check out his stuff down below. His link's down there. Check out his page there on, I think it's Blue Sky? I mean, I should know. I put the link in the video, didn't I? And Dan, if you're watching this, thank you. Well, I've spent some time working on the little frog aquarium, terrarium, box, cave thing that, you know, people wanted us to start working on. He wanted it to be like inset and down a little bit, but the issue is from far away you can't see down. Just because of how shallow it is. It's not very tall, it's very narrow. But this is what I was able to come up with, because he said he wanted to like demonstrate the 3 different frog types that are here, which you got the like the more lushy, then you got the like dripstone cave one, and then like the basalt delta with some cool particle effects from the spore blossoms, and then some bubblies in the water like the dripstone cave, be all nice and pretty, then mud around their little pond thing. And then of course we got like the basalt delta kind of like effects, which actually Pivo taught me a little secret that if you put the firefly bushes down under the ground, like underneath 1 or 2 blocks, it just shows the firefly particles, so it kind of looks like the dust in the basalt delta biome over there in the nether, but it's not as scary, and it's nice and peaceful and pretty. The point of this polished andesite line is for potential future plans of putting up like a glass wall, and then Fivo's going to like put in like a secret door to get in and out, because he has some plans for these frogs that are going to be, you know, kind of sitting here just chilling out in their little terrarium cave cove thing here in Craftyville. But I need to get with Fivo and see if he likes where the things are going here. So I guess I didn't realize that Cheese had messaged me while I was going on about the whole Fivo frog project. Let's see if Cheese is available for a consultation to see what kind of project she wants me to do for her. So it's looking like Cheese wants to meet on the melon, and she needs me in my base. Who would have thought? Well, I guess now we gotta head over to Cheese. Question is, do we take the nether or do we just fly all the way over there? Nah, we'll take the nether. It's faster. We need to make this hole a lot bigger. It does not work being one wide. Follow the green carpet all the way to Cheese's base and go through the butt-shaped portal, or fruit shape. I don't know. I think it's a butt. What is up with this trapdoor like locking mechanism? Why did it confuse my small little brain? I don't know what I can show off, so I'm just going to ignore everything and land right on top of this melon. You called? You muted? Such professionalism.
I am muted. Very professional. I have a brain of a piece of bread.
Ah, you requested me to get out of my comfy chair.
Mm-hmm. I need the help of the death of the Bashur.
I'm going to change my name just so that way people stop making fun of it.
I'm just saying it stupidly because it is possible to say it stupidly. You know, with the Caves and Cliffs update, how like the whole overworld became Swiss cheese.
Well, what do you mean? Smooth terraform generation? What? Yeah, it's more Swiss cheese than Swiss cheese is Swiss cheese, the cheese of the Swiss.
So I have close most of the holes around, but if you remember, I'm not that good with the sloping stuff. And I
Right,
need some
right.
holes that need to be. I marked them actually here, like the Q
Queue
services here, please.
services here, please. Okay, all right.
I basically just need a nice closing of this part of the mountain over here because, like, I don't know how to make it closed and look nice. There's another gaping hole on the other side. I mean, it's not that bad, this one, I guess, but like, still, it's steep, relatively steep, and I cannot do the thingy.
Let's go over to the first area that you showed me. All right, so you just basically like what I did over there. Basically, you want me to just
Now you need to fill it in instead of shaving it away.
right. So basically the opposite of what I did.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, now let's go to the other one. Oh, you don't even have stairs. Why aren't there actual stairs on your stairs?
Look at the material that I've used to make this. And there you have your answer.
Really getting my calf workout in today. Yeah, I can cover this up like half-hour tops, make it too thick, so cheese-proof it. The other
Yes.
side, probably going to be about an hour-ish, give or take, if I can get it done in one bang. But that all depends on timing. And yes, that side over there is about an hour. So say like 2 hours, two-ish hours. Labor, you're providing the diamond, so that's a discount there. Carry the 1, add the 4, subtract the German fee.
What?
Oh, I don't know if I'm underpricing myself here, but actually, you got wood, I hear. Got all the wood, hard, soft. So I'm gonna need a lot of wood for something. That like a lot.
Are we thinking the same thing?
Maybe. What if one row
Mm-hmm.
of mangrove and then 2 dark oak? Yeah, so the top long row, so like nine stacks of mangrove and then 18 stacks of dark oak.
I think that should be doable. Let me actually check how much dark oak I have. Oh, look at that. I can actually make this shulker already. Would you look at that? I actually have stock.
Oh wow, that's a first.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I'll take this as a down payment.
Oh.
Okay. And and then whenever you just plop this over at my island.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. And I'll get the dirt done this weekend at some point, depending on where this clip lies, which is probably after that we already spoke to Cheese, I think, and I kind of hope it's, but Editor Key will figure all that out. Last time we were able to build this beautiful super smelter, and yeah, I've still forgotten to get the trapdoors to cover up that bottom row of hoppers, and still have no idea what I'm going to do on the backside, which if you have any ideas, let me know down there in the comments. But to kind of figure out some things, today's going to be a big grand project that we're going to start working on something that's going to go right over there, like right over where all of our chests are. But before we can even start doing that, since Cheese was able enough to actually give me some things that I'm going to need for today's episode, especially for some things that we're going to be doing right now, which actually I don't want to use any of that wood to make a crafting table, which I'm pretty sure I still have my crafting table. I do. Excuse me? Why is there... Okay. All right. I don't even think I need to craft anything. Because what I want to do... oh, wait. Yes, I do need to craft things. That's why I needed the crafting table. Cheese was able enough to give us a down payment for, well, some of the terraforming things that she needs us to do for her. And I asked for some mangrove wood because I got some ideas for mushrooms. So far, we got some brown mushrooms. We got a molded brown mushroom, I think is, yeah, molded brown mushroom. What I'm thinking is designing, finally actually getting in like some red mushrooms in here, and I'm thinking that if we could pop one in here, and if I can remember exactly, because not just like two minutes ago I was totally not in a creative testing world trying to figure out designs for red mushrooms of different sizes, because again, as you come into the Enchanted Forest, you are slowly shrinking down in size as if to become the size of a fairy. If I remember correctly, I think I'm pretty sure I did something to the along the lines of putting shroom lights out to there. Then we did what? Red mushrooms over here? Oh, I went out too far. This all needs to come back in just one block. And these shroom lamps, they're going to get some trapdoors on the outside just to kind of cover them up and to kind of make it blend in a little bit. Oh, this is online. Now this is starting to make sense. Okay, yeah. I went out too far on the first go. And of course, it's not like I wasn't in a creative test world like literally 5 minutes ago. Pretty certain I did something to the effects of this. I don't really want to hop back into that creative world to see exactly what I did. Didn't I? Oh, I went around. All right, I said I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. I'm going to hop back into that creative test world just to see where I'm going wrong here because things aren't quite lining up. Okay, now I'm remembering what I did. And I totally did not just forget what I was doing. It might actually help to, put an image up on the screen right next to me so that we can actually see what I had built, which, smart brain move would have done that forever ago and not wait till you're like halfway through building it and then be like, what was I doing? Slabs, they need to come out. Oh, is there silk touch on that? There is. Okay, good. All right, and then I did what? I did slabs down here, which this is going to look a lot better at nighttime because it's going to give that like beautiful glowing effect. And then I went around here and then I placed in these red mushroom blocks, which yeah, I mean that looks like a red mushroom, like a little bit on the bigger scale. It looks nice. Covered up the shroom lights on the inside with the mangrove trapdoors, which I still don't like how expensive trapdoors are. It's crazy to think that we're how many updates into this game now and trapdoors are still pretty expensive? Like why couldn't they be made out of slabs? Like you make the slabs, like you turn 3 blocks into 6 slabs, and then turn those 6 slabs into 3 trapdoors. Like that I don't get. But that is one variant of some of the red mushrooms that we're going to be placing in. And actually, let's put that up 1 just to give it a little bit of character, a little bit of depth, a little bit of pop, a little bit of something. The roots are kind of like growing out down here into the down yonder. All right. And I think for a different size mushroom, we can put it right here. And I'm glad that I did pull up an image on this next screen to me, so that way I could build this with a little bit more ease. Which actually, I kind of want it because this one's kind of like a lean and red mushroom. Let's kind of have it going this way. Who is placing all these grass blocks around my base? There's one there. And then there's one, where? Oh yeah, over here by my crafting table. Are there more that I just haven't found yet? Now back to the project at hand. We boop that in there, and we place our 4 red mushroom blocks right there. That is, of course, if I'm looking at the image, in the correct manner. But, eyes can be deceiving at all times of the day. And then I'm pretty sure this is just, this is going to wrap up this style of a mushroom. Oh yeah, the slabs, the mangrove slabs. Which pretty sure I placed it on top of here, and then I did something of this effect. Did I put slabs underneath? Nope, not the slabs. I did the trapdoors. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, only get 2 trapdoors out of this. Like, why couldn't it be you make a set of slabs, okay? Hear me out. We're going to go on a tangent here. Take your 6 slabs, and then you do that, and then you get 3 trapdoors. Like why not? Because that's technically 1, 2, 3. That's technically 3 planks. So why can't we do that? Mojang, why can't we just turn slabs into trapdoors? It makes so much more sense than converting 6 planks into 2 trapdoors. Do better, Mojang. Do better. Now we're going to do like a little baby one. So when I was building these, I was kind of thinking of like, what can I do to make them stand out a little bit, keeping the ideal of it being a red mushroom, but of course with its different size, different styles and everything, but giving it like a light feature to make it pop out, and of course to show some light, so that way I don't really need to worry about mob proofing in that sense. So of course I came up with these little designs. So we got a little one there, we got a medium-sized one, and then we got a bigger one over there, which I'm thinking it's helping with the area. It's filling it in a little bit. Also, I kind of like it that we have 2 netherite. We have 2 nether elements. We have the glowing shrooms, And we have the glowstone mixed into some mushrooms. Another one? Okay. Who is placing grass blocks all over my entire base? And there's still a stone block right there underneath it. Why didn't you tell me? All right, I think I got one more because getting shroom lights is a pain, and I'm pretty sure no one on the server is currently selling them. We're on red mushrooms right now. Let's do another red one. So we got a big one there. Why not? Why not? You know what? We're going to do another big one. We're going to do another big one right here. Oh yeah, we got to get up with Babs for tea time. I don't know where the tea house is located or what time we're going to be doing the tea party, but got to figure out when Babs is going to be back, so maybe we could arrange something and have this tea party. All right, and then looking over there, what did I do? I did slabs here, so then I could do a hanging bit on the other side. Not flipping all of these trapdoors, because that is annoying. I wonder who does that. And look at that, another mushroom is done. Oh, wait, hang on. We got to add in the little details. Kind of wish I designed this a little bit different, though. I could put a trapdoor up there, or like a button, or a sign, or a fence post, just to give it a little bit of an extra pop. Even though just having in a couple of the red mushrooms, it's starting to come into life. It's starting to pop a little bit more. But we need to kind of like fill this in with some of that, of our beautiful bushes that we have. Just to... All right, that's like what? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them. Is there any more? Who is the one that is placing all of these grass blocks in my base? Now that we got some more of these bushes, we can just kind of start sprinkling them around in random bits to add just a little bit more of the variant to the terraforming. Which after building these farms, I realized that the tall grass one also duplicates as the short grass one. So this one's kind of obsolete, but it's put in and still there because of aesthetic purposes. Did I just overdo a different bush? No. Okay. Either that's a bug or it's a thing in the game, which it should not be. You should not be able to Wait, can you do that on other grass? Can you do it with a bush? That should not be a thing because that is accidental clicking and that's going to happen so many times. So if Mojang's watching this, which I highly doubt it, but if you are, I think I found a bug and you should probably fix that because I don't really want to spend all that bone meal for nothing. Be careful of your clicking and your placement because it could cost you. I will say this area looks so much better now that we got some of the grass in, we got some foliage going. We got these red mushrooms that let off some light, so at nighttime it's looking a little bit better. We need to figure out where roads are going to be going next and what's going to be the next build for our enchanted village. But not today, because today we're going to be working on, which of course you saw in the thumbnail, we're working on the big tree of life, which is why I asked Cheese for dark oak, because I'm thinking I'm going to build this big life tree out of dark oak. The problem with this big tree is that it's extremely massive, like massive to the point that it's above clouds. That cloud's going to be clipping through the big tree. And to build it completely out of dark oak is going to be a lot. And by a lot, I mean a grand total of 107,852 dark oak. Now, mind you, this dark oak wood is the full-faced bark logs. You get 4 logs, you can burn them down into 3 of these. So that's 107,000. So basically 108,000 dark oak wood block. You might be asking myself here, phew, how do you plan to build this tree? How do you plan to get all this dark oak? Well, I'll tell you, you simple viewer. After you've liked the video, you've subscribed if you're new, and comment a suggestion of what to add into the village, I will then tell you how I plan to accomplish building this tree of life. It's okay. I'll give you time. I'll give you time to answer. You liked the video yet? Did you comment a suggestion? And if you're new, did you subscribe? All right, I'll take your word for it. So how this is going to work is that I'm going to do it in multiple stages. Because, of course, this tree is not on the small scale. This is really bothering me. This really is. All right, that's much better to be looking at. Except for this back part, which is, I don't know. We can come back to that. So I'm just standing here, looking back over this way, and seeing the progression of what we've done so far this season. We started off doing stuff like this. But I'm starting to regret it and I kinda want to change it. However, I like the idea that was here originally, but the execution was in fact horrible. And imagining this giant tree made out of dark oak is one, probably going to cost me a lot of diamonds. 2, it's going to take a lot of time. 3, it might be just too dark of a color. And the stripped variant, to kind of give it a little bit of texture from far away, is still like on the darker scale, so it doesn't really show that much of a difference. Then I got to thinking, how easy is it to get spruce, you may ask? Well, it's pretty easy. You can grow 4x4 trees and get almost 2 stacks per tree. Dark oak, on the other hand, it's a bit tricky to get saplings back in to gather the wood because they kind of grow all sporadic versus, you know, the tall spruce trees is your 2x2 straight up pillar. But just to confirm these thoughts of potentially switching the tree over from dark oak to spruce, I need to head over to the shopping district and check out Cheese's prices. Because if she doesn't have much terraforming jobs lined up for me, and instead of asking for diamonds payment and asking for dark oak longs payment, that might come to a hindering halt really quick. Just as I expected. 1 stack of dark oak for 1 diamond. What about the spruce? 2 stacks for a diamond. What is this tree made out of? What is Cheese's? I'm hitting all the right buttons today. It's spruce. Oh, this raises the question now. Do we want a giant tree of spruce, or do we want a giant tree of dark oak, or do we want an oak tree, or do we want a cherry tree, or do we want a jungle? No, not jungle. Jungle is even 10 times worse. Ooh, what about bamboo? That won't make much sense. I think we're going to go with spruce, just for the simple factor of time and resources and money spending, that 2 stacks. So what, you can put 27, so minus that, so 26 divided by 2, that's 13, isn't it? Right? If I can do math right, if my calculator will open, 26 divided by 2, that is 13. So 13 diamonds for a shulker box. But if I can order in bulk, then maybe it'll be 10 diamonds a shulker box of spruce wood. And if I remember the math correctly, it was what? Basically, we'll say 108,000 logs. If we divide that by 64, that means it's 1,687.5 stacks. Okay, all right. And then if we divide that by 27, because you can put 27 stacks into a shulker box, that means that is 62.5. So say 63 shulker boxes, which 63 shulker boxes times 10 diamonds is 630 diamonds, which I don't have anywhere near that close, and getting the spruce myself's a bit easier than the dark. Okay, I gotta do a lot of thinking. Figure I would check out the terraforming shop to see if anybody's put more bids in, which sadly, nope. That's okay, we got a second running up shop over here in the farmer's market. Oh, at Q's Wonderful Bushes and More. Anybody buy firefly bushes? Ooh, 4 diamonds out of there. Nobody's bought more bushes. Nobody's bought more tall dry grass, and nobody's bought short dry grass. So we have 156 diamonds, and we need 630 diamonds to basically buy all the wood that we need from Cheese. Okay. However, we're already getting a shulker box of spruce from Cheese, and we have quite a bit of spruce already on our island. You know what? It's been decided. It's official, folks. Our tree is going to be made out of spruce. So after going through all of my chests and getting them all over here in the shulker boxes, we have exactly 8 entirely full shulker boxes of spruce wood and then a tidbit. Plus, we have some trees over there that we can chop down. We can spend money at the shopping district and buy some more spruce wood from Cheese. Also, we have that other shulker box coming from Cheese full of spruce wood. So, technically, we have 9 and some of spruce wood. Do we convert all of this into the full-facing logs, or do we just leave them as is? This is the location of where the big tree is going to go. But that means I do need to move some of these things, and I do need to get things organized from there and actually put it over into the stone storage, which has been built up, what, for two episodes now? I've been slacking on organizing stone materials and getting rid of this chest monster once and for all, because I knew sooner or later I would start working on the Tree of Life, and, you know, deadlines mean deadlines, and I set goals and time limits for everything, and that means, yeah, today's the day that we're going to start working on the Tree of Life. With the preparations of gathering all of the wood and bulk buying from Cheese's wood shop of getting all of the spruce wood for the massive tree, we need to head over to the shopping district and get our hands on quite a bit of shulker boxes. Now, I know Atma has a shulker box shop, so we need to head over there and figure out some prices and figure out exactly just how many shulker boxes we're going to buy. Because we're going to need a lot to hold all of this wood and stay organized. Ah, and there's Atma's shop. Come to find out that buying the shells in bulk is actually the best way to go, because if you buy a fully made shulker box, you're actually spending twice the amount of money versus just getting the shells themselves. So I'm thinking that I'm going to buy 2 stacks of shulker shells to make shulker boxes to fill them with spruce logs. If you're ever curious to see just exactly how many 64 shulkers looks like placed down in your world, this right here is what it looks like. So now it's time to just gather up some spruce and chop down trees, plant trees, fill all of these up with all the spruce wood, and shopping spree with the few diamonds that I do have to my name at Cheese's shop to get all the wood. These diamond tools, they're not going to work very well, are they? So I think it's finally time, after what, like 4, 5, 300 months being on this server, that I finally get upgrade my tools to Netherite. Well, once again, head back to the shopping district and go on a shopping spree to get resources to craft up a bunch of TNT, and then head to the Nether and do some Netherite mining. However, before we start Netherite mining, Babs has finally agreed to spend some time with his favorite weird American, and we're going to hang out over here and we're going to have some tea time.
There is my cutie cue.
Babs, have a seat.
Hello.
Hey, all right, now take off your armor and your wings. You don't. This is clearly a safe place. We don't need any of that. You got an open slot in your hotbar? Because I brought some tea.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottoms up.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let it zip. We are gone.
Oh, so I guess that was some side effects of the tea that I bought from some stranger. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't know how to make tea. So I found somebody
Yeah, clearly.
on Facebook Marketplace, and they were like, yeah, I sell tea. And I'm like, all right, cool. I need 2 bottles. They're like, all right.
But you know, the taste of it was amazing.
Ah, yeah, it's funny.
Is it just me, or is it a little bit weird to talk to particles?
I don't even have any milk, and we're going to be like this for another 8 minutes.
We need to really add something else to this island at some point. I
It-
think it could be a great meeting point for us.
It's nice though. It's really pretty. I like the grass, the tall and short dry grass. That's really pretty. Oh, and a little garden.
Yeah.
What could we do to spruce this island up a little bit?
Yeah, that is a question. Maybe a little fountain thing over at this side. Maybe some custom trees.
That would be very nice.
Maybe a little dock for, getting boats and stuff.
Speaking of the BBs, what happened?
The old mayor was weird and got in the RV at this point, and I was too lazy to drive it to the original location. So I guess now this will be the location of the Bibbers headquarters.
So are we gonna leave it in this impound yard, or are we gonna?
I have an idea. If there's no impound yard, the vehicle isn't impound, right?
I mean, that is true. So do we have a new mayor now?
Yeah, we elected Edma, I think.
Oh, right. We should probably have like a newsletter or something, like a monthly newsletter that like gets sent out into our mailboxes at Craftyville. So that way we can kind of know what's the word, what's happening.
That's actually not a bad idea. But my English is too bad to be a journalist.
That's actually not a bad idea.
And it was an idea from you, so...
It's like it never even happened. Huh.
Yeah, just the location is weird.
Well, obviously we don't have the request set up here. We have it set up in your creeper, right?
I mean, I told him to write it into the lectern, but yeah, nothing in there. Maybe he wrote it in the wrong one? Nope. I think we kind of need to prank someone. Not gonna lie, that's just what's in my mind.
I've been thinking that for the past few days as well, but I don't know. I don't, because we did the worms with cheese, and well, that was it. That's all we've done.
We can set up a little death trap, but it's not a death trap. Like, it's just that he thinks he, goes into a space and then suddenly, but at the end there will, before he gets on the ground, there will be dispensers with water buckets. Save him.
Yeah, let's make a death trap for Atma.
Yeah, the only things we need, I think, are the trap wire hooks, dispensers, and water buckets. I think it should be ready.
You sure?
50%.
All right. Well, I set my spawn, and let's see.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was really close, right?
oh. Well, I certainly do hope that the trap that Babs and I built for Atma is going to work. So now I got to get all the sand. Now I got to buy all this gunpowder so that way I can start crafting up all of this TNT that we're going to need for all the netherite mining we're going to be doing here in just a minute. I was able to craft 2 full stacks of TNT, which really helped, and I know that so many other members on the server have spent a lot of time gathering up netherite. So I figured that I would take this wonderful boat ride all the way across. It's like thousands of blocks away, which actually leads over to Fivo's Wither Skeleton Farm. Plus, it's really fun because if you set the boat just right, you can just send it and go as far as you can, well, till the end of it. So I ventured out just a little bit further now that I know I'm in an area that nobody else has ever been into. I began to just dig out the tunnel, and I wanted to try out 2 different methods of mining netherite. Knowing that I need to be at Y level 15, I created a long tunnel until I kind of got to a stopping point of a huge lava lake, and figured to try to do the TNT method the first way, because beds are kind of expensive to come by since we don't have a wool shop currently. Maybe that'll happen soon. But trying to place this TNT every 3 blocks with a 2-block gap, it's supposed to work in theory, right? I made sure that, I brought up enough fire resist potions to make it work, and I soon realized that I may have messed up with placing the TNT. But that's okay, I continue to go on, and I found my very first little bit of netherite. Ooh, I wonder how many I'm going to get. 1, 2, and a 3. Is that all that's in this area? Yep. So, of course, I did another tunnel, and here we go again. That TNT just happened to stop because I don't think I placed everything just right, and I was able to scavenge up a couple of more bits. After going through all the TNT that I had, I decided that I was just going to do some strip mining, and I kind of came across more in this method of netherite mining, I think it was. I'm not entirely sure. Scrubbing through all this footage, I think I actually found more strip mining. And as you can see here on the wonderful Xero's world map, I've cleared out quite a bit of a chunk, and I want to eventually clear out this whole area and see if I can get all the netherite possible, or try to have more than what the other crafters have on the server. I now have a total of 12 netherite ingots, and I came across a netherite upgrade template because I was a scaredy boy, and after going all that mining, I decided to pop my head into a little bastion just to try to get this template so that way I can upgrade all my tools, which we have a grand total of 12 ingots, which means we need to now figure out just exactly which tools and pieces of armor, if armor at all, to upgrade to netherite. Because if I'm going to be doing a lot of harvesting myself of the spruce wood to build the big tree of life, then I'm going to need an axe or 500 worth of netherite and maxed out enchantment, so that way it's a smooth, easy process and increased durability, and with the mending so it can repair and everything. So in order to duplicate a netherite upgrade smithing template, I need 7 diamonds and a piece of netherrack and the template itself. Why is it so expensive? Like, why can't it be simpler or not so expensive, especially being on a server that uses diamonds as currency. Well, I guess now's no other better time than to try and do mass duplications. I'm gonna need a total of 12. Oh, I went from what, a stack and a half down to 20 diamonds. That's nice. So right here is my main armor set. I don't have any other armor. Maybe actually considering it, not upgrading it to netherite right now until I maybe get an armor set that I truly want. Down here on the hotbar, this is my main set of tools that I always use every single day, including this pickaxe, my Fortune 3. So the question is, almost all of all of my tool sets will be netherite except the armor. Why am I overthinking this? I can always go get more netherite, can't I? And I can duplicate the templates to upgrade it. So why do I need to make this thing overcomplicated? I've decided that I wasn't going to netherite my sword because it doesn't really have the best enchants. It doesn't have sharpness 5, it's just sharpness 4. And only looting 3, no unbreaking, no sweeping edge, and just mending. And we're going to hold off on the armor until I get a better armor set. So we're just going to pop those two right in this last barrel so that way we know. And we have 1 extra ingot now. And we didn't use the last of our smithing template, which I'm kind of glad that I totally just skipped over that, because then that means I would have had to either go find another one or make a deal with somebody. Now that all my tools are upgraded to netherite, it's finally time to start laying down the work of the Tree of Life. I thought of telling a story while I'm placing all of these wooden blocks, because I'm kind of bored myself here just placing and walking around placing. So I figured I could tell you a story. Way back when I went to this campground all the time throughout the summer with my family and friends, and there was this really steep hill that was a little bit beyond our campsite, and my buddy challenged me to try to make a really long skid mark, because we had those bicycles that where you kicked back on the pedals, it locked the rear tire for the brake. So we came up with a challenge to try to see who could make the longest skid mark, and whoever made the longest skid mark won some sort of prize. I can't quite remember what it was. Needless to say, it went horribly wrong extremely fast. I was the first one to do it, and I ended up dumping my bike at the very bottom of the hill and like scraped up my left elbow so bad that like I peeled back so much skin and tore so much skin off my elbow. It was insane. Plus, that summer I was doing swimming lessons at a local public pool, so of course it was a good time because the chlorine and the chemicals in the pool helped clean my elbow, and I didn't have to worry about infection or any of that sense, but it really did hurt. It was not a good time. But yeah, if you want to hear more stories about my past while we're doing these time lapses, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Consider leaving a like and commenting a suggestion of what we could add into this enchanted forest to make it more lively, more beautiful, to make it pop more. Enjoy the rest of this time lapse. So, I told you this Tree of Life was huge, right? And by huge, I mean like clipping through the clouds and everything. Well, all of the spruce that we were able to gather up, rummaging through all of the chests that I had kicking around with the, what, like 8-ish, 9 something shulker boxes I was able to fill, this is what I was able to get done. I mean, obviously, you saw the replay footage and everything of it being like, whoo, pow, 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 pow. And I was probably talking over it, maybe something of that effects. I don't know. This is the main trunk and got 1 branch coming out of it, and started working on one of the other few branches that this massive tree is. So originally in the material list, it said that it was over 108 1,000 blocks. That's because it was filled. I was going to challenge myself to actually fill this thing completely full, like actually make it thick all the way through. But I decided that was pretty boring, and that would take a lot more wood and more time out of, well, my entire existence of Craftiverse Season 2. I mean, like, this is insane of, like, how far up we are, and we're not even, like, near completion. I'm missing some blocks just because of, like, how I was placing them. We got, like, the main trunk still kind of coming up here. We got another branch that's gonna, like, wiggle off over in that direction, which, yeah, there's some holes. But that branch actually over there is complete. And, yeah, one thing that I totally forgot about was mob proof this, because it's literally just a giant mob spawner. Maybe we could turn it into a mob farm. Maybe we can undercut Babs's prices or something, because it's just going to naturally spawn them. Some bits are actually solid of this tree so far, and especially on this branch, and some bits are actually hollow, just because of just how thick and thin certain places are and having to place all this wood. I decided to do the full face logs, which I don't even know where exactly I placed them all. But I wanted to do a mix as I was building it, so that way it kind of did the texturing for me as, well, the building went on. So this is the highest point that we've gotten built so far, and we could, like, basically, like, lick the clouds. Like, this is huge. How we have, like, all these dark patches and everything. Oh, I underestimated this entire tree build. Oh, and I almost forgot, we gotta go and do Cheese's terraforming job. So we can get that final payment of the spruce logs, and then we can add, like, you know, like 2 more layers on this tree. It's off the Cheese's base. We're gonna fly on over, and then we're gonna start working on that terraforming job that she requested. And eventually, at some point, we gotta add some decorations to Babs and I's little tea playhouse. Are we gonna call it a tea playhouse? I think we're gonna call it a tea playhouse. Why not? Now that I finished up the terraforming project over at Cheese's house, it is time to start cleaning up some things around here. We gotta figure out what we're going to do in here, and I also need to spend some time actually getting more of the spruce wood, because if we check my wallet, I only have 10 diamonds to my name. Like, this is sad. I'm waiting on payment for Fivo for the frog terrarium thing, but we also need to farm up our own spruce because we don't have the diamonds to get more spruce. I am going to need to spend time in the background harvesting a bunch of wood. Next up is another big project actually going on over here in the village. In the next episode, we're going to be working on the... I got you there. Next time, we're going to be working on the river project that we started forever ago over there. We're actually going to detail it up so that way I can kind of figure out the boundary of the village and how roads are going to go and flow, and if we're actually going to utilize that river, or if it's just going to be a massive decoration, like something else on the island. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good day.